All right, let's just cut to the chase. You're seeing the layoffs, you're hearing all this hype about AI, and you're probably wondering if your security career is even safe. That's exactly why we're here. This is the Security Engineer Roadmap for 2026. And this isn't just another top 10 list. Think of this as your career's survival guide. Look, the market's getting tight. AI is already writing code, it's triaging alerts. So the question you're asking yourself is a serious one. Is my job going to be obsolete in the next few years? Let me be real with you. That's not just some random fear. Right now, it's the only question that actually matters.
So, what's the answer? It's this. And I want you to burn this into your brain. Hype fades, depth compounds. Chasing the newest, shiniest tool, that's a dead end. It's a race to the bottom. But building deep, real, foundational skills, that's what makes you indispensable. That's how you actually win this game. So, let's get one thing straight. What we're about to go through, it's not just a checklist of skills. This is your roadmap. This is the concrete plan you need to not just get by, but to absolutely thrive come 2026. We're talking about becoming the person that they literally cannot afford to lose.
All right, let's get into the blueprint. First up, we're starting at the absolute foundation, the infrastructure and code layer. And look, if you get this part wrong, nothing else you do is going to matter. This is the ground floor. It's where security is either designed right from the start or it's just bolted on later, waiting to break. I'm going to be blunt here. If you can't secure the platform the entire business is running on, or the code that actually makes it all work, you're replaceable. It is really that simple. This layer is completely non-negotiable. Okay, first up, cloud security. And I'm not talking about just getting a cert to put on your LinkedIn. I mean deep, hands-on knowledge of AWS, GCP, or Azure. You have to live and breathe stuff like IAM policies, VPC design, and how services talk to each other. You know why? Because the vast majority of breaches we see today, they start with one stupid, simple cloud misconfiguration. Your job is to be the person who stops that from ever happening. All right, so if the cloud's the platform, the application is the business itself. That brings us to application security. You've got to master API security, all the modern auth flows, and the absolute nightmare that is dependency risk. And let's be crystal clear about something. You have to be able to read code. Period. That's the new filter. If you can't, you're already falling behind. And to round out this whole foundation, we've got container and supply chain security. We're talking Docker, Kubernetes, image scanning, and SBOMs, which, if you don't know, is your software bill of materials. Think about it. The most devastating attacks we're seeing today aren't some fancy brute force attack. No, it's one tiny, vulnerable library buried deep inside your supply chain. Your job is to be the person who can hunt that down and fix it. All right, so you've built a solid, secure foundation. Great. Now you got to defend it. That brings us to our second pillar, the defensive operations core. This is about moving from signal to response. This is the front line where the battle is fought every single day. And the central truth of modern defense is this: manual work is dead. I'll say it again. Manual work is dead. If you are still clicking through and manually triaging every single low-level alert, you're not just on the path to burnout, you're actually becoming a liability to your team. You will miss the real threat. The only way forward is to automate. And that all starts with detection engineering. This is not about just buying some flashy tool. It's about actually building the machine that can find the needle in a planet-sized haystack of data. You need to get your hands dirty with your CM, your log pipelines, and, most critically, figuring out how to kill all the noise so you can actually see the important signals. If you can't do that, you're not doing security, you're just drowning in alerts. Look, sooner or later, an attacker is going to get through. It's inevitable. And when that happens, that's when incident response and forensics become everything. The question is, can you operate when the pressure is at 1,000? Can you contain a breach, dig into memory and disk forensics, and be that one calm voice of reason that leads the company out of a full-blown crisis? Let me tell you, this is where careers are made or broken. So how do you scale all this? There is only one way: security automation. You have to be writing code. I don't care if it's Python or Go or something else, but you need to be building the scripts that enrich alerts, that take automated response actions, that run all your compliance checks for you. Automation isn't some nice-to-have skill anymore. It's your personal force multiplier. It's how you do the work of 10 people. Okay, so we've built a secure foundation and we're defending it efficiently. Now, it's time to talk about getting you promoted. It's time to talk about the strategic design layer. This is the pivot point. This is where you stop being just another engineer in the trenches and you start thinking like an architect. This right here, this is your path to seniority. This is how you go from being seen as a cost center to a strategic partner for the business. It's how you learn to manage real risk, and let's be honest, it's how you get paid, like really paid. And it all kicks off with identity, access management, and the core ideas behind Zero Trust. You have to become an absolute expert in SSO, OAuth, OpenID Connect, device trust models, all of it. Why is this so critical? Because the old model of security, that castle wall and moats, it's gone. It's completely irrelevant. Yeah, the old way was all about firewalls, network ACLs, VPNs, trying to build a fortress. The new way, the Zero Trust way, starts with the assumption that the network is already compromised. It's hostile. So the new perimeter isn't the network, it's identity. Who are you? Is your device trusted? Should you have access to this specific piece of data right now from that location? Answering those questions, that's the absolute center of modern security. Next up is threat modeling. This is all about getting ahead of the game. It's proactive defense. You have to learn how to break systems on paper, methodically, using frameworks like Stride or attack trees. Why? So you can find the flaws and get them fixed before an attacker does. It's this unique skill. You have to think like a bad guy, but then be able to communicate that risk with the clarity of a top-tier engineer. And at the end of the day, what are we really protecting? It's the data. That's why data security and privacy engineering are so critical. We're talking encryption, tokenization, key management, all the good stuff. Because let's face it, a single bad data leak can absolutely destroy customer trust and might even ruin a company for good. When you protect the data, you're protecting the business itself. And finally, we have governance, risk, and compliance, GRC. Okay, wait, don't tune out on me. I know this sounds like boring paperwork, but it's not. Understanding frameworks like SOC 2 or ISO 27001, that is the language of business. It's how you translate all the cool technical stuff you do into a language the board understands. It's how you confidently answer their one big question: are we secure? And there you have it, the 3 layers, the 10 core pillars. This is your roadmap, your path to mastery. That's it, 10 pillars of security engineering mastery. We've gone from the deepest levels of infrastructure and code all the way up to high-level boardroom strategy. This is the complete playbook for becoming an absolute top-tier security pro, not just in 2026, but for years to come. So what do you do now? What are your next steps? It's really simple. Step 1, commit. I mean, really commit to mastering these 10 skills. Don't just watch a video and forget about it. Go deep. And step 2, hit that subscribe button because we are about to kick off a deep dive series where we're going to cover every single one of these topics in detail. And what's up first? We're starting with the cloud security deep dive. We are going to tear apart IAM, VPC security, and the most common cloud attack paths that we see out there in the real world. You absolutely do not want to miss this one. All right, let's get to work.